And they're wondering, how come my kids can't get educated? Is it possible that they're reaping what they sowed? Even in our finances. We are under a system that we call, or that I call, living from check to check. Now, living from check to check basically means that you are broke until your payday. And if you get paid on Fridays, by Saturday, you broke again and you waiting for another payday. But we live by check to check. And this system has us so messed up that we actually think that sometimes we have extra money. We say, all of my bills are paid, I'm going shopping. Now here's the kicker. We get mad at other people who ain't living from check to check. We talk about people that don't spend money like we do. We talk about people that save their money. We talk about people that pay their tithes because we're not doing any of these things. And then when their harvest starts to come in and they get the new car, we say, look at them, they think they something. When they get the new house, we say, look at them. They turning their nose up because they got a new. Is it possible that they were just reaping what they sowed? Is that possible? This principle applies in every area of our lives. I've even heard stories of children who grew up in an abused home. And they promised, I would never have nothing to do with my parents when I got older. And now that the children are out the house and they've started their careers, the parents are a little older, and they have to depend on people to take care of them because the kids left them in a nursing home. Unfortunately, they're reaping what they sow. Whatever you put out in this life is going to come back. And if you really understand the laws and the gravity of agriculture, whatever you plant normally comes back worse. We all are going to reap what we sow. The Apostle Paul, he goes on to write, he says, the one who sows to please his sinful nature, from that nature will reap destruction. The one who sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Now, he's not talking about your salvation, because we all know, once you're saved, you're always saved. You can't lose your salvation. But what he's talking about is your rewards that are up in heaven. See, for everything we do, whether our harvest comes in this life or the next, you're going to reap what you sow. It's inevitable. In 1 John 2:28, John says, let us continue in Christ Jesus. So on that day, when he comes back, we will be unashamed. We are all going to reap what we sow. It may not happen in this life, but eventually, you're going to get what you deserve. And the simple fact is that universal truth. You can't make a fool out of God. So stop deceiving yourself, because God, he cannot be mocked. So all those lies that you told, all those people that you hurt, all the times you did something and you knew you shouldn't have did it. All the times you did something because you wanted to do it. One day it's going to come back on you. Now, I know we can't do anything about our past, because we did some stuff. I did some stuff. We all did some stuff. You can't do anything about that, but you can change your harvest. You can't change your harvest by starting to plant some good seeds, right? Instead of hate, why don't you start planting some love? Why don't you start planting encouragement? Why don't you start planting comfort? I'm going to share a story with you. When I was about 15, 16 years old, I just started driving. I didn't have my license, but you couldn't tell me that I couldn't drive, right? So, well, they did, but I wish they had. But what happened was, I used to sneak up into my brother's room, and I would steal his keys and go steal his car. Now, I did that for a while, and nothing ever happened, so I thought I was getting pretty good at it. One day, I stole his car. And it seems like the car just got away from me a little bit. I mean, I don't even recall hitting that pedal like that, right? But the car just took off. And I messed around and I hit this Cadillac. And I panicked. So I ran. Right? No, I took the car with me. I ran. The guy got my license plates. Police came to my house. My mom was scared. We had to go down to juvenile court. And she says, look, I'm not making a lot of money, but I'll pay you what I can. The prosecutor said, nah, we're going to let Mike take care of this. I had to work a while to pay that Cadillac off. But if you fast forward, now that was 40 years ago. And since that period of time where I hit that car and ran, people been running into me. And at first, when it started happening, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? They can't drive. I mean, I would park my car and I'd come back and it would be a big dent in it. I was sitting at the light and they just hit me in the back. I'm like, what is going on? But every time that I got into one of them accidents, somebody hit me, deep down, I knew why. Because I was simply reaping what I was sowing. So I tried to change that thing. About a year ago, maybe a year and a half, I had this white pickup truck. And you remember the truck? So this is recent. I was turning into a convenience store. Just turning, waiting for the cars to come past. A car just ran in back of me and hit me. Boom, just jumped me. And I looked back and said, come on now. And the guy asked me, it's like, did you just stop all of a sudden? I'm like, man, I've been here for the longest. What happened to you? Right? But I knew it was because I was getting back what I deserved. So I decided to stop that cycle. He didn't have insurance. I said, look, man, I ain't going to prosecute you. I don't even care about this truck like that. Just go take care of yourself. Pay attention. In my mind, I was trying to plant a good seed so I could stop that. Now, Lord willing, I haven't gotten into an accident as of yet. But I pray too, sister. But I pray that that cycle has been broken. And what I'm trying to tell you is this. Whatever it is that you used to do, first stop doing it. And then make it right. Start planting some good seeds so you can break that cycle. Some of us are going through some things right now because that cycle is still going on with us. We're still reaping what we've sown. If you stop planting bad seeds and start planting good seeds. Now, I can't do nothing about what you did because you're going to pay a price for that. But you can shorten your term if you start planting some good seeds. He goes on to say, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Have you ever stopped to think how much energy we put into hating people? Have you ever stopped to think how much time we spend thinking about how we're going to hurt somebody? Right? If someone came in here today that was upset with me and they walked through those doors and I didn't see them and they rolled their eyes at me, they would walk around, position themselves in a position where they caught my attention, just so they could roll their eyes. That takes a lot of energy. And what the Apostle Paul is saying is, quit using your energy for that stuff and start using it for something good.